Yo guys, it's MK, and today we are going to be watching back my week 6 league games. So without further ado, let's get into it. First location was New Zealand. It was flat. I decided though that I should probably look for info to avoid having incident. It says South Architects, so I just assumed it was South Island and biggest city. Auto click Christchurch. So that's what I did. I think I ended up moving to something that said Christchurch anyway, but he got it anyway, so it didn't really matter. So round didn't cause any big difference. Yep, I'm both getting it there. All right, waiting for the next round to start since there's just random waste of time in between the countdown. Turkey. I remember I just was looking for a town. I noticed water north there, which is quite useful. But I still like didn't really know where with water north, but the sign was quite helpful. I remember seeing like a Bonner or something. Also, I know Kastamonu because that's a decent sized city, but then I found Abana. So I was able to get quite a bit closer with that. And it doesn't look like he saw anything useful. So I ended up getting a lot of points in this round because we basically get the 5K there. Yep, and that almost 2,000 points from that. So definitely we'll take that. Next one is Senegal, which my guess was pretty mediocre, but I honestly just Senegal moving is not something I could be bothered to do. I don't really know what info to use in this country, so I thought I might as well just send. I guess maybe it makes sense that it was like the border road, but I'm not sure how to know that for sure. Could have maybe clicked Tuba and I would have not been as far, but it was only like 500 points, so not like the biggest of deals losing those points. Um, this was Taiwan. I decided I might as well look for pool plates, which it took me a while to actually get to a pool that had a visible pool plate, which I think I would have been fine not even bothering because Taiwan's small enough that I don't really need to move for info in this, so I was just wasting time with this to be honest. Yeah, still couldn't find a pool where I could read the pool plate. Yeah, there I found one that I can't read, but it's just like somewhere central-ish. I'm not even closer despite it, so it was in fact a waste of time. But I only lost 62 points, so again, not really a big deal. Next round, I was also just trying to find something that said the country because I didn't feel like it's ascending. And this is pretty free Belgium. There's Straat, which is Dutch. There's a Belgian street sign right there. But yeah, like I don't know. I was just playing it safe this movie game, not really into sending. I just wanted to like test how I would do if I didn't insta send every round. And I think I'd better off insta sending every round. I think that's just more my style. Trying to fish a mistake out of my opponent probably work better. Yeah, he gets it too, but he clicks Ghent, so I get a couple hundred points off him with the Maltese. Yeah, 333, so I get him below 4K. But um, in this game mode, it is very easy with the Maltese to lose your lead. Speaking of which, this round I don't really know what I was looking at. I was debating on whether to look for info, but I spent all this time just to not get info, so it was a waste of time and I would have been better off in ascending. So yeah, I definitely misplayed this round very much. He just also made a really good region guess. I guess with the hills it makes sense to be more west, but it just didn't look very north to me. So I just click middle. But yep, I end up losing a lot of points on that round, and he takes the lead because of it. So now I'm just worried about there not being any rounds in the next round just being boring and me not being able to get points off him. Here, Oregon road lines and Oregon speed limit sign right there without the mile per hour. It just says speed 40. And there, I'm pretty sure I saw a town name, so I was just scanning for that. He continued to move, and I think when I watched it on stream, apparently he found a street sign or like a highway sign, which would have been very helpful, and I probably would have got this quicker if I had a highway sign. I don't actually see him with a highway sign right now. I don't know what he saw then, unless he continues to move. Okay. Oh yeah, with that it would have been easy to get this, but very lucky to have not lost on this, to be honest. Because the town I was looking for was that I'm pretty sure I can't I don't remember what it was called. Yeah, Kirby. It was just a bit smaller than the highway. So yeah, took me a whole minute to find it, but we did, so we do not lose. Because round limit is also just something that happens on moving in this format. As you can tell, it's a really good format. I'll just say that again. Here we have Urban Gen for Chile, so I'm just trying to see if there's a town name anywhere because I'm on the moving kick right now. I don't feel like ascending brings me any use on this round per se because he's gonna know it's Chile and he'll probably know the general area. And I'm behind, so I might as well just try and find info to maybe get 500 points or 1,000 points off him. Because even like 200 points no Maltese, which if I get the town is pretty doable. Could be nearly 1,000. So yeah, I thought this town might have it, which I think it's just Tano, which probably is, but I never found it, so I ended up having to just region guess this anyways. And I don't see Tano, and I can't zoom in through the video, so don't even know if it was there. But his guess was also really close, so wasn't able to do anything with that round. Next one's Brazil, which could have also been really bad because I was just phone code hunting and never found one. Yeah, none of the signs had anything, so then I just have to like actually look at the round. Yeah, see, there's a town name, but without a phone code, I don't think that's findable. My general region guess was Belém or Maranhão type area because I saw Belém palms everywhere. None of the pools had support, so I was thinking maybe more Maranhão with that because I feel like in par I would probably see a pool with a support more likely than not. And I still failed to find a phone code anywhere. So I decide to click near Belém within Maranhão. Do you actually find a phone code? I didn't really see his point of view, and I just plonked basically the right town. So that was very lucky, and we take the lead with that. Which I can tell you is not happy because if the last round wasn't good enough for him, then he couldn't really come back. And it was Taiwan, so this I just needed to find a phone code. Because I mean, phone codes just go from 1 to north, to, or like 02 to from Taipei, and then they just go count down south. 07 I thought was Tainan, which on stream Jake seemed to have been agreeing. Thought 08 was Kaohsiung, which this ended up being Kaohsiung. I don't know why. That phone code, pretty sure Kaohsiung is 08. but it didn't matter in the end because he did not end up clicking there. I was trying to look for maybe a town name as well, just to make sure I win, or just don't lose, I should say. He clicks like Northern Tainan, which makes sense because like it was close enough that he only needed like 50 points to win, but ends up being south of us instead, so I end up winning on round limit. So if the game mode did not have round limit, he could easily came back, but as it doesn't really give him much comeback opportunity. Okay, I went too far ahead. Okay. Alright. Start of the no move game. Start off in Japan and we have Hokkaido arrow, so I just went middle of Hokkaido because I don't think region guessing Hokkaido is something I need to bother doing. Don't really know many people who do. And if I actually click dead center, would have been an even better guess. Because every time I used to just click Sapporo, but it doesn't really work out. It always ends up being further east, so I just stopped doing that. Right here, I did think of where he clicked, but thought pools and everything just looks kind of Java, but the pools would be East Java, but if it's not East Java, it would be like South Sumatra Lampung, which is where he ends up clicking. So I definitely did think of that, and I don't think his guess is bad. But it was low enough multis that I thought I might as well just go with what I thought instead of hedging. And it luckily was where I clicked, so I get a lot of points there and get over half his health on that. So definitely put me in a good position for this game. Next round, this is Indiana, the US. No fronts, makes sense. So I just click Indianapolis because it's the biggest city in Indiana and it's also in the middle, so it's a good hedge. I think he did see it, but he decided to click Fort Wayne for whatever reason, which, I mean, it could have been Fort Wayne for all I knew, but I just thought that Indianapolis was the more safe click on this. Also more likely because most coverage is in Indianapolis, biggest city. Next one was Thailand, which I couldn't lose on this, so I wasn't really that mad about this round. So I just kind of hedged slightly east, but not too east. I thought it looked more northeast, but if it was like Bangkok, I didn't want to lose half my health right back if he clicks Bangkok, so I just click like close enough to Bangkok that's not too bad. But if I commit, I think I could have won on this round. Yeah, probably if I click like north of Khon Kaen. Maybe win just there. I wasn't too worried. Just needed to not have any major blunders. Here I was kind of being silly. Like I thought the baller looked more German, but it was a no car, so that's usually more Austria. So I was kind of deciding whether to trust no car metaslaving or the bar, because it wasn't like a true German baller to me. So I kind of just click on the border because I just need to not lose. And it could have been closer where I was in Germany, except he kind of clicked right next to Austria as well. So, but it wasn't too many points, so I didn't really care too much. It was still above 5k health. So nothing too bad happening on that round. And here we have some weird national park in Australia, which at first I didn't even know the continent. I was like in Africa for a bit because I just didn't know anything like this existed in Australia. But then I looked at the landscape and everything. I was like, oh, and the trees also. It just looks like Australia. So I just decided to kind of pretend the car meta didn't exist and just guess where I thought maybe it looked like this in Australia because I didn't know the car, but I thought I kind of had to be Oz. Thought though, if there is some weird car meta, more likely to be like somewhere in the outback. Didn't know of anything like this in Queensland, but he moved to Northern Territory, which okay, and then it moves back. I thought there were I knew there's trekkers out where I clicked that direction. Yeah, it ends up being closer for us, so we end up winning on this round. So I was very happy to take this one, especially since I wasn't sure on the skill of my opponent because I never played Strafe on. So yep, definitely not a weak opponent though, because his average games in the league was pretty good. But yep, that'll be all for the Chiffon game. On to Ocean Man. Alright, guys, this game was a little bit rough, to say the least, despite getting the win. Yeah, I definitely am not happy with how I played this game, as you will see. Moving, again, I was kind of just being a little bit of a scaredy cat, not wanting to descend. For some reason, I don't know. I think I would have. I mean, I guess good thing I didn't descend here, but like this is free Salta. I don't know exactly what I was doing. I think I ended up seeing a sign, yeah, last second that says Salta, but I almost don't click Salta. And he gets the park, so yeah, good guess by Ocean Man. The seed also was Ocean Man's a very good US player, and I better than me, so yeah. I mean, the seed, as you'll see, was definitely not to my strengths. So we see we got West US, and he's from the Western US, so definitely better for him. This town, never heard of that. It's a very small town. I wasn't sure on the region guess, but yeah, he finds it really quickly. So, yeah, definitely good find by him. I was still looking too south, which I guess with the sagebrush, I should have looked more north. I don't know, he found it really quickly. Yep, that was a lot of points for him. That's a lot of points that I have lost. So I was hoping to not get any more US otherwise. Uh, I was probably not going to win. This location I just kind of sucked, to say the least. I don't, for some, unfortunately, not know what Selena Cruz is. I could have just insta-said this and he wouldn't have got it either, so also misplay there. Or actually, would he? No, it would have been fine if I just insta-sent, because 15 seconds would have passed by now. But I'm too busy looking at the same sign. And yeah, I really misplayed this so bad. I should have maybe looked along the whole thing. Yeah, he actually looked. Yeah, Selena Cruz is findable if I just scan. Honestly, I could have just gotten a lot of points on this round by finding it. But yeah, this is just a really big misplay. Because this isn't even US. Yeah, as you can tell from my facial expression, I was not happy. I just was kind of fumbling this whole game. And yep, of course we are back in the US, so I was not exactly happy to see this. I was starting off first in the wrong state. Then I realized, oh, it's probably a main shield because I was looking for the US highway. And then I had to find the state highway, which I do end up finding it, but he found it quickly as well. So unfortunately did not get any points off him either, and he actually got another 5k, so he keeps his flawless. So not good looks for me, but I was like, it's not the biggest deal because I don't like moving anyway, so if I'm going to lose any game, have it be moving. So I wasn't in the most pressure, other than I did kind of want a 2-0 for 3 points. And this one round, I didn't really know what to do with this either. Again, moving far from my strength. I decided I'm just going to send. I'm done trying to play moving. It has not worked this game. I think it did it say that. I feel like it said that somewhere. Maybe I am misremembering. Yeah, he gets closer again, but I still haven't lost yet, so it's like maybe there's hope. But I mean, I knew my chances probably weren't good though, because we could also just get a ton of sleeper rounds and I lose on round live. But then we get Western US again. So definitely not good. The plate there looked like a Washington plate, but I should have insisted, but I just didn't think it looked like Washington, to be honest. Oh, he just moved into a town. Okay. Well, this is about on one reason I don't like moving, and the millions of reasons, which is I mean, yeah, he's working with much better info than I am. So even if I insist on, he probably gets it. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing. I don't even have like a clear state clue other than the plate, which I wasn't sure about. So yeah, I definitely should have insistent on this, especially since like I had like 2 points left anyways. I had nothing to lose. So just really major, and I barely even had time to click. But yeah, I got flawless in moving, so sometimes stuff happens. But it's not my mode, so I do not. I was able to like deal with it though. Next game. All right. First round, Sweden. I just insist on south because it looks pretty southern to me. A lot of trees. Oh, he's actually in Finland at first. And then he moves to Sweden, but it's a lot more south than where he clicked, so got over 1,000 points round one. So I was like, okay, surely I can just win the next 2 games. Because, I mean, I feel like I'm much better at no move than moving, which, yeah, and that's probably my comparative advantage to Ocean Man. We have red brick architecture, Hindi language, should be northern India. So I just click like middle UP, slightly more west, and we basically 5K. So definitely take that and get even more points off him. So first 2 rounds, I get 1,000 points if they're both no multi. And here we have a Newfie with the balsam fir. So I click like near St. John somewhere, because I feel like I'd seen similar roads around this area, and it was there, so we were playing really good so far. So I was feeling pretty confident so far. Thought surely I can return the flawless. Here we have Indo, we have Black Gen 3 car, so that's usually more Sula. Plate was Indonesian. Houses, they were like Sularoos but Todd, which I was wondering why they're Todd, but I was like, I mean, Black Gen 3 car and everything else, I mean, surely it's just Sula. So I just look around a little bit more just to make sure I'm not throwing. Maybe could have sent this one as well. I don't know where he would have sent if I had Instant. Maybe he just gets it anyway. But we basically 5K within South Sulawesi. So get even more points off him. So that now I just needed to not get multi-merchanted. In this round, I was the start of me just having no clue what I was looking at. I knew it was in Europe, but other than that, didn't really know where in Europe to click on this. No road lines, just trees, no signage. Copyright was unhelpful. I mean, pavement kind of not too helpful either. But he's basically zooming in with 5K at first. I I I just decide to click like Czechia because it's the center of Europe, and with 3x damage, I just need to not lose he just need to not get 2,000 points over me, which I kind of just didn't want to lose in this round. This was just damage control because like I had every country in mind to be honest. But yeah, we lost flawless. I didn't even think of Poland though because 22. I guess that could have made sense, but I don't know. There's nothing on that round. So kind of hard to be sure. And here is where I started to throw again. Here, it looked like Southland to me, but I don't know. I just wasn't sure. And the last round, I was still kind of like recovering from being scared of losing on that. It's like I wanted to guess Southland, as you can see. At first, that's where I zoom in. But I decided to hedge and thought maybe it's not Southland. Because like I was even scared of North Island, but I was like, this mountain surely not. So I just kind of click middle of South Island because now I'm just trying to not lose, which, yeah, bad play, I know. So yep, we lose quite a bit of points. Then 800 turns into 3,000, kind of erasing the 2,000 points I did on no multis. Because if those were that round, that's just game. And now we have urban Kazakhstan, which I was also incredibly not pleased to I can't talk right now. I wasn't exactly pleased to see this round because urban Kazakhstan is incredibly luck based. I mean, I don't think anyone's really found a good way to consistently guess it, and I hadn't looked at Kazakhstan in a while as well. Thought it kind of maybe looked like the center town, but it also looked a little bit wrong, so thought there's a good chance I am just throwing. And I had 3,000 points left, so much less leeway to make a huge mistake because of the New Zealand. So if it wasn't where I'm clicking, there's a good chance he could just win. But luckily he was clicked much far to west. It would be very dry there. But luckily we do not lose on that. Otherwise I would have been quite angry about the Maltese. And I already was. Then we get urban Turkey. I just thought the coverage, like this rainy, springish looking coverage, looked more west along with the buildings. He actually thought more east, which I mean, maybe it could have been. I'm not a pro at urban Turkey, so I'm just trying not to lose 2-0 because I didn't want to lose 2-0 for obvious reasons. Why would I want to lose in the league? Especially against players from America, since that's kind of who I'm competing with. But yeah, he just sends Trebs on, and I send West, and luckily it was West, so I was very relieved not to have thrown that like I did some other rounds, because I wasn't able to pull off a flawless unknown move. Instead, multis were starting to get to me. So yep, now NMPZ. It's been a while since I had to play NMPZ. I was like, I mean, I thought I most likely should be able to win NMPZ. First round looked polluted air. Sky just kind of looked Bangladeshi because of that. And also random wet field could make sense as well. So I sent like Kuna because it was probably 23. And it was Kuna. So we get over to points around one. Alright, next round while the timer wastes our time. US and I can't see it here, but there was a Wisconsin sticker, which he also saw. So didn't mean anything for this round. Got a little bit closer though, making it even again. Just 2 points between us. Here we have Peru. I just send middle because I thought it looked kind of central. But I mean, where he clicked actually probably does make more sense if I'm being risky. But I did not expect it to be that north. So was not exactly thrilled about that either. So I definitely didn't want to lose NMPZ. But it was early days, so I wasn't like too worried. Here we have Gujarat, which kind of annoying to region guess. Which, yep, I thought it looked coastal, but my coastal click was a lot worse. So that put us below 4K health. But I knew that wasn't uncomebackable on NMPZ. Here we get Nigeria, which was definitely good because he ended up making a blunder this round. I thought, oh, those exposed rocks kind of remind me of Busha, but I asked the car blur maybe confuse him, and he thought it was a Kenya car blur, which mistakes happen, I understand. But yeah, we luckily clutch up the win after being like 700 points from losing. So yep, definitely take that. I was really worried about losing that. That'll be all for this week's league game review, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.